Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play some Izzet Looting. So this is the deck that I think got really popular lately in the meta. Instead of the lesson with Gran, this Izzet deck with the looting ability works really well with Tiger Seal. It's a 1 mana 3/3 Vigilance that at the beginning of upkeep we do have to tap it, but whenever we draw a second card each turn, we get an untapped Tiger Seal. So Tiger Seal is basically always untapped if we're able to draw 2 cards in a turn. So there's a lot of cards that allows us to do that. Boomerang Tactic helps us draw cards. Quantum Riddler helps us draw cards. Winter Night Story helps us draw cards. FOMO and Duelist of the Mind, they all help us draw cards. And because we don't have to worry as much about lessons, we can really steer into the Stormchaser's Talent plus Boomerang Basics combo. This combo is insane in the early game because we get so many otters, we get card draw, we get prowess triggers, and our opponent's really on the back foot, just having to deal with what we have on board. And Boomerang Tactics works really well against those Badgermole decks as well, because you do get to bounce their Land War Elves, their early game creatures, to really slow them down, and then we can follow that up with Torch to Tower to make sure that we don't have to fight any of those Badgermoles. So that's kind of the idea of this deck. Now let's talk about the deck list. So in the early game, we got a lot of 1-drops that we can talk about, but the tempo 1-drops are these 8, right? We got 4 Stormchaser's Talent, 4 Tiger Seal. These are our turn 1 play that we would like to make. And then if our opponent's going first, for whatever reason, if they're, a green deck that gets a turn 1 Land War Elf, like you never seen that before, well, we got 4 Boomerang Basic, 2 Into the Flood Maw, and 4 Torch to Tower. All that we can use to answer early game creatures, some of which we can also help our own deck. The Boomerang Tactic helps our own deck. If we bounce our own permanent, we get to draw a card as well, which will untap Tiger Seal. So these are our 1-drops. Then go into our 2-drops. This whole deck is 2-drops. So we got 4 Duelist of the Mind and 4 FOMO, which are what we want to play on turn 2. Just actively throwing these out there to have tempo, right? FOMO allows us to draw and discard a card, which would allow Tiger Seal to be untapped, and eventually give us a double attack if we get Delirium. Duelist of the Mind, on the other hand, if our opponent has nothing out, we put a 0/3 on board. It seems seemingly unthreatening, but every turn, if we crime, which is, bounce one of their permanents, we get to draw a card, which would trigger Tiger Seal. Well, we loot a card technically, right? But it does trigger Tiger Seal. And if Duelist of the Mind gets big enough, a combo with FOMO, that is a double attacking Vigilance trigger. That's a lot. If you remember Vigilance trigger with the Detective, the 3-drop Detective, this is even better because it's a 2-drop. Alright, so these are our on-tempo 2-drop play. We also have 2 Roaring Furnace. This is our removal 2-drop play. 2 mana, when you unlock this room, the Roaring Furnace, you get to deal damage equal to the cards in our hand to a creature. So, we can kill Badgermole with this as well. And we also have 4 Quantum Riddler. Let me put this over here. These are answers, right? Quantum Riddler is a warp 2-mana play that we can use to card draw. There's another mode to Quantum Riddler, not just a 5-mana play, but we'll talk about that in a moment because I also have 2 Detect Intrusion. My personal tech in this deck, because I'm going to face a lot of black decks, and I feel like Detect Intrusion, I can counter an instant sorcery, or a triggered ability would be very useful. We can stop a lot of ETB abilities, and we can counter those big boar wipes, like the deadly cover-ups and things, because we don't have haste. Alright, mostly we don't have haste. So that's the idea of the deck. Then our 3-drop plays, we got 3 Winter Night Story, which is card draw, and force us to discard cards, and draw 3 cards, discard 2, unless discard a creature. And we get Harmonize, which is a flashback for 5 mana, but we can tap a creature with power X and reduce the flashback cost by X. So if we tap Quantum Riddler, it's just a 1 mana draw 3, discard 2, which is insanely good. But the best part is, if we're able to warp our Quantum Riddler, we can actually play Winter Night Story, Harmonize for just 3 mana with the Quantum Riddler's warp, which means we draw 1 card, then we draw 3 cards. That means for 3 mana, we're drawing 4 cards and discarding 2 cards. That's really good, right? And that's the hidden side of Quantum Riddler in this deck. And of course, I have 1 Frostcliff Siege, a 3-mana Siege, which we can choose Jeskai or Teamer. So one side is whenever one or more of our creature deal combat damage to a player, we get to draw a card. And then the other side is all of our creature gets +1/+0 and have trample and haste. So that is to help us push through damage. And then we're an Izzet deck, so we're going to run 22 lands, 7 islands, 3 mountains, 4 Riverpyre Verge, 4 Spirebluff Canal, and since we don't have Steam Vent, 4 Multiversal Passage, for the land split. And that's the whole deck list. Pretty simple deck, but I think it's going to be quite powerful. Let's go into standard and see how well we can do. Alright, our opponent is David Martinez. Crafty. Interesting. We go first. We got Torch, but go first Torch is nothing here except a card that we hold up, I guess. Valgavoth Fiend. I guess so. We gotta burn it. It doesn't come back. I have nothing to play for turn 2. There's Badgermole Cub. Reanimated. Go guard and reanimated. Oh, this is fun. So we will non-land permanent. Okay, I can't burn that off. So I can furnace them all. And we will. Best we can do. I wish this says creature instead of non-land permanent, but it is what it is. I can also bounce the furnace back to draw a card. Overlord. We're gonna get the Badgermole back. Okay, do we Winter Night? We draw 3 cards, and I gotta discard a card. But then I only have 1 red, right? So I think I do this, so I will have 1 blue left. Oh boy, are these cards bad? Alright, do I drop my Riddler? I gotta discard Riddler, right? Because otherwise I discard 2 lands here. I guess I can discard 2 lands as well. Or I can discard another Winter Night still, right? It's not that useful here. We bounce our Furnace. I will draw another card and draw land anyways. Should have discarded 2 lands then. I guess I should have boomeranged first. I didn't know that. Comes Badgermole. Alright, so I guess we just Quantum Riddler here. FOMO, huh? Alright, I guess then we'll Furnace. Burn the other Badgermole off. I mean, he saw this coming, so I don't know what his plan is. Heartless Act of... I mean, okay. Annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. Do I want to Boomerang it back? What am I afraid of him getting next turn? I'm not quite sure. But having this isn't too bad, whereas in unlocking it, I can just unlock it next turn anyway, so... This draws me 2 cards. Oh, the Riddler's back. Great Divide guy. Can't have that. It needs to go. Please go. Out the Riddler, who draws a card. I don't really care about that. I guess I could know. I think we should Winter. Discard a creature. I guess I can discard a FOMO. But I don't need that many lands anyways, so these lands can go. We even put out the Tiger Seal. I could also Flood Maw, right? Or a creature, yeah, bounce the creature back to his hand. That would have slowed him down a bit, but I don't think I need to. Maybe later. He does have 4 mana now. Tiger Seal's fun. Or a Boroid. Alright, I gotta kill the Ouroboros, which started with the Roaring Furnace, I guess. And then we can FOMO. Discard a card to draw a card. Duelist of the Mind. I want to get rid of his creatures, though. I mean, I guess I attack first anyways. Question is, do I want a Winter Night Story here? If he has an Ouroboros out, how much do I care about that? It would be pretty annoying. I'm a semi-controlled deck, let's hold up the controls. He will have the Overlord out. Right? Yeah. He will have the Overlord, right? Bounce it back to his hand. Alright, these aren't that useful. Duelist, I don't crime. Stormchaser's Talon, I kind of do. I can try to get a Boomerang tactic or a Flood Maw here. I don't know how to fight the Overlord, to be honest. But I do get a double attack from Fear. Do I care about that? Quantum Riddler draws me 2 cards. No, Quantum Riddler is a pretty good card. Alright, this is perfect. So, I just Boomerang his Overlord. Bring him down to 4 or 5. He can play the Ouroboros again, but he is pretty locked out his game if he does that. FOMO is real good. And this Boomerang tactic, I can Boomerang Basic, I can see why it's one of the more broken cards in Standard. 1 mana Boomerang. Oh, really? You're gonna keep yourself to just a 2/2. I mean, you can play the land where else, but I don't know. You got a 1/1 now. I can't even do anything. I just need to be able to draw a card. So, let's see. Duelist, not a crime. Oh, he's just gonna GG. I mean, I could just attack and it will untap, right? Okay, our opponent quits. GG. Alright, our opponent is Frogman. Dauntless Drafter. Ooh, he's drafting all the way to Standard. Well, we gotta go first with some Tigers. It's gotta be a while, but... Can we multiverse a Tiger? Like, does it do anything? I don't think it does. Gran. Yeah, I want to be able to answer Gran. Just gonna enter tap. And I can still play a Tiger Seal. Well, back-to-back Grand is pretty scary. But at least he doesn't have the lessons yet. So we can Winter Knight. Okay, unless I discard a creature. I don't have a creature, so I gotta discard 2 cards anyways. I discard the second Winter Knight. And probably the Multiverse. I mean, this does counter instance, so... The Tiger Steel is going to be untapped. He might be able to bounce it? I don't know if he can burn it. Alright, 1 mana, there's no 3 damage spell for 1 mana in Standard. Other than Torch, and he can't Torch with Grand. So, attack for 3. I don't think he can get 3 spells into the graveyard, although I gotta watch out for almost anything. Roaring Furnace. Cool. You're gonna lessen me, I'm gonna lessen you. Red. Do we just double storm? I don't know why I played land first. That would have been a potential mistake. I mean, there's nothing I can bring back. Just a toy. Fire Bending, okay. He wants to get 3 lessons into his graveyard. That's the plan. Congratulations, you got 3. Oh, 4th Grand. That's not very nice. Let's see if we can get somewhere with this. I do draw 2 cards. Oh, we got a torch. Nice. So, we'll Winter Knight. Tap the Riddler. Do we discard a FOMO? Yeah. It's a lot of value we have in hand. You gotta towards Grand. Grand's too broken. Gotta accumulate knowledge. That is a very good card. I couldn't stop that because I was 1 mana off. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? There's not much you can do about that. He does have 2 mana too. I think he just gotta accumulate knowledge. Like, continuously accumulate knowledge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unlock this for 5 mana. And just say go. He's gonna draw some cards. I'll draw some cards. Not great cards, but, you know, a draw is a draw. It's a little soon for Boomerang Basics, but I guess he wants it on board. Just to draw the card. He wants to hold up his counterspell? No. Towards 1. I don't know if that Boomerang Basic is doing much for him. Like, he can keep doing... Okay, no, he's just gonna be out. GG. Ha! Because his multiverse is on red and not blue. Alright, our opponent is... Rahamster? Ribmister. Whatever he is 60. We go first. Oh boy, this hand. Oh boy, this hand. Here's an island. We're just gonna do this. Be a nuisance to him. Riddle. Winter Night Story is pretty good. It's gonna take a while for me to get all of this train going, but just gotta hurt everything he plays. Firebending Siege. Furnace. A little Siege here. And we're Stormchaser's help. Make another 1-1. We kind of have a removal. It's 3 mana removal, but it is a removal. The deck is full of removal against early game drops. I just gotta survive long enough and hope he doesn't have buffs, which it's kind of a tall ask. Now first lighting my 1-1. Okay. This will do the thing. How many creatures does he have? He shocks for 4 mana play. I mean, I was really tough on the might. Maybe I didn't have to be. Kellen is not a very expected card. Alright, he plots to buff Killen on this turn. Doesn't give a haste, right? Wild Ride gives a haste, so he wants to attack for 8. Alright. It's pretty annoying that he got haste on that. Don't know what I do here. I could get a Flood Maw. Could also get Boomerang, but could also get Winter Night Story. None of which is that good. If I can't answer, this is 2-1 here, right? So maybe the choice here is to Winter Night. He's got 1 card left, to be fair. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, you know what? I've decided to drop a Riddler. Wait, no. Decline. Almost dropped my Riddler like an idiot. Let's do this. Torch. Kill him. Go away. Tiger Seal. And now my Quantum Riddler draws 2. Please and thank you. Yeah, Winter Night works really well with Quantum Riddler because I don't want a big hand. There's the Alchemist. It's not giving a haste. He doesn't need to give a haste. Alright, here is Fast Riddler. Draws me 2 cards. There's a stick, so there's something going on here. This is a sorcery spell, so he can't get that back. I draw 2 islands, that's hilarious. But expected. So, we're going to Winter Night Story, our Riddler. Jeez, alright, decline. Thanks for these cards. So I don't think I want to attack with... I mean, I could attack. I think I would attack. I would trade the Tiger Seal for whatever's in his hand. If he thinks he can catch the Tiger Seal on a block. The thing is, I would more than happy to trade this for a trample damage. It doesn't want to, which makes sense. So let's play Duelist of the Mind. Maybe it's a burn spell too. And we'll play the Stormchaser's Talents. Get another 1/1. Riddler goes away. Let's see what he wants to do. He can pay 5 for the Wild Ride. Right, is it 5? Yeah, 5 for the Wild Ride, but that's his whole turn. Now we're just gonna plot, which will give the Alchemist a +6, +4. I don't care if I had to trade a whole board against that. Because it's trample, right? If I trade a whole board, how bad is it? Because it's a temporary boost only on this turn. And my creatures don't do much. I draw so much more. What does this do? Double his power? Alright. His power was doubled, and he was killed. So here's a Riddler? Yeah, let's draw a Riddler. What is this? It's instant flashback for 6. Pretty scary. Put a seal out here. Good luck. I don't know how he's gonna fight through this. He's an alchemist. It's gonna make no plays. I'll torch it. Is he gonna quit now? I feel like this is a turn where he quits. He didn't quit. Good for him. Let's get a FOMO. Why did I draw 2 cards? Enters. Oh, as long as I have 1 or fewer cards. Yeah, of course. That's the trick. So I can also use this on the Flood Maw here. I would take Into the Flood Maw, please. Now he's down 8. Let's get the FOMO. I can drop the Boomerang Basic. I don't think he can get there with what he has. This is a Burst Lightning. Okay, so I was wrong. Him might not be able to get there. He could if he just top deck Burst Lightning, which would be kind of BS. Firebending Suit, not a Burst Lightning. All right, we got there. Otherwise, it would be kind of BS. GG. All right, our opponent is Cinnamon. See, there's like a Pokemon. You go first. Okay. Tiger Seal. Grand. Yikers. Storm. Bounce our Stormchaser. Can we draw a not useless card? No. Oh boy. There's 3 islands. I get a red source to deal with Grand. There's 3 islands. How do we deal with Grand? Maybe he tries to bounce our Tiger Seal. I do use draw red, but I don't like my odds. Not liking my odds here. Don't want to land a partial. Now I'm at the mercy of Grand, because yeah. Ooh, accumulate knowledge. Pretty bad lesson right now. Oh, he's just gonna quit? I got 3 islands and a torch. Some people have no heart. Alright, opponent is Chaos Creator Old 7. He's gonna create some chaos. Oh, check it out. Blue spells, red lands. Seems like the way to go, right? I do have 2 kill spells, so I mean every other land in this deck is blue. Let me get rid of that. Really? No place? He's got a green spell that he's holding up for whatever reason. Full control mode? There's an island. Very good start. We'll go Stormchaser's Talent. Fear missing out. Quantum Riddler. Traveling Chocobo. And then Zot's Chocobo. Unfortunately, that's a land, huh? Well, I gotta do this. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Destroy the Chocobo. Oh, that was a mistake, huh? Could have gotten extra damage. Bounce. Tap lane, go. Lost 1 Hydra. He didn't play anything. So I'm sure that's a protection spell for the Hydra here. But it's not like I can go around that, right? I have to try to kill the Hydra. So he's down to 2 cards. I can Quantum Riddler. You can just double block. I'm not getting much out of this for 12 damage. draw 2 cards. I might be able to withstand a Hydra attack for 1 turn here. It's a little scary. Not gonna lie. Not a guarantee that I'll be able to withstand it. The World Soul rages me too. At least it didn't happen. So. Yeah, it's 8, but so what, right? I can chump. Do I chump for 8? No, it's trample. No reason to chump for 8. Look at Boomerang. Hydra. So it went away, but the Chocobo's still there. He gets no haste. My deck is full of active combat cards. I need more bounces. Now we're out. 7. I'm gonna have to chump here. Torch. Oh boy. Well, how am I gonna get this Mossborn Hydra? That's the question, right? I need bounce spells, and I don't have bounce spells right now. Just gonna have to do it like this. That's a bounce spell. I don't think I'm gonna block with the FOMO anyway, so just attack with the FOMO. Presleyville. Or Hydra. Didn't even attack. I don't know, buddy. You might want to attack there. Yeah, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, I think attacking would have been fair there. I did draw 2 cards, but those cards were kind of trash. Not gonna lie. At least these were vigilance. Oh, I could attack in 1. Well, that was a mistake. Okay, GG. He didn't have trample, otherwise he would have killed me. Alright, our opponent is Sensual Ninja. He's a ninja. Ooh. The first time I saw Siege today. Whatever. It's only 1 in the deck anyways. Stormchaser's Talent. Another black deck. What do you know? I don't have an artifact. But I also don't have anything to play. Guess we siege him. Alright, he's gonna pilfer me. Probably take my siege. I could not imagine him take anything else. But that does mean I get the Winter Night Story next turn. That'd be pretty nice. It makes no sense for him to just... I spoke too soon. Okay, he's afraid of the Roaring Furnace. I think card draw is pretty good for me. Now this card is no match for card draw. Swamp. Discard 2 cards. Winter Knight. How many another land? This card deck, now that I have this many cards, is kind of wild. And Stormchaser. We'll draw a card. I'll play the Stormchaser again. I'll get another 1/1 out. I'll attack. I'll draw another card. And Multiversal Passage, I will name blue. Play life, I don't even care. He was afraid of the steaming Sauna, but he didn't read the Siege. The Siege is a wild card. Day of the Black Sun. Do I want to count? I mean, I might as well, right? Make him play 2 of them. If he's got 2, he's got to play 2 of them. He does have 2. Okay. We Duelist with the Mind Cube? Is there anything that I do to draw an extra card? There isn't, but I still do it this way. Better tempo on board. He's got 4 lands into nothing. So if I attack, I draw a card. Very nice. Do I want a Boomerang Lesson right now? I could Winter Knight's Story. Actually, if I have Boomerang Lesson, I can Winter Knight's Story for a lot less. Discard 2, let's just discard a Duelist. I drop my Spirebluff. I don't need to drop the island because I don't want to play the Talon this turn. Having untapped land is definitely worth it against... Oh wow, okay. Our opponent decided not to do anything. Let's just level up, right? Let's just level up. I shall detect some intrusions. Free card draw is pretty nice. This Siege is broken. Whenever I cast a spell, I'll lose 5 life. Ooh, that's rough, buddy. I'm at 16. That's like 3 spells away from dying. Alright. Oh, I just discard a card. Discard a card. I forgot I could just discard a card. Also, I thought I cast Quantum Riddler. Like, for real, not for fake. But it was for fake. Wait. No, don't discard the furnace. I have lethal next turn. I mean, I made him to use 2 Black Suns, right? So... and a full. Yeah, GG. Siege is a really... The fact that he didn't make me discard Siege is what lost him the game. It's very easy to tell there. But yeah, GG for us. Not so much for our opponent. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those Izzet Looting games, how did this deck feel? I was pleasantly surprised about this deck, and there's a few things that I want to talk about in terms of tuning in this deck. So we definitely got a lot of wins. We got a lot of stable, sort of overwhelming power with this deck. The combo that I wanted to have with Tiger Seal and Boomerang Tactic, or Boomerang Basic with Stormchaser's Talon, definitely worked out in the games that they shown up in. But there's a few games where they didn't show up in. That was frustrating, but that was... because of the way I tech this deck. So ultimately, I feel like this is a very strong deck. But here's the tech that I would change if I were to play this deck again. So number 1, Tiger Seal. 4 might be too much. I'm going to go down to 3 because it's good early game. But if you don't draw it, if you draw it mid to late game, yes, it is a 1-mana 3/3. But mid to late game, a 1-mana 3/3 in this format is nothing. So I think you can go down to 3. Maybe even 2. That might be crazy, but 3 definitely. Stormchaser, Talon, Boomerang Basic, that's here to stay. That's not going away. But I want to have 1 extra Frostcliff Siege. This card, in the last game, gave us such a powerful advantage that I definitely overlooked. And every other game I played today, it didn't even show up because I only have 1 off. And that's kind of the issue, right? I definitely want to have 2. And the best part about having 2 is I could have 1 on Jeskai and 1 on Teamer, and I would get both abilities. So yeah, Frostcliff Siege. Let's have 2 of that. So those are the cards that I think needed a little bit more fine-tuning. And then the last thing that I think might need some fine-tuning is the Duelist of the Mind. Duelist of the Mind is great, but there have been a few games where I just drew 3 or 4 Duelists of the Mind in my early game, and I have no crime. This is not doing anything. And yeah, it's a good card and all, but ultimately I don't want more than 1 on board. So I think I'd go down to 3 Duelist of the Mind. So definitely go up to 2 Frostcliff Siege. And maybe I want 4 Winter Night Story. Maybe I want 3 Detect Intrusion. Maybe I want to just have another counter spell here or there that... maybe it's just a strict counter spell or a strict negate. There's a few games where it just feels like I was struggling against board wipe. Now, of course, when I made this deck, or when I stole this deck from the internet, a lot of the tech was aimed at stopping Badgermole decks. And I only played Badgermole deck once today. Out of the 7 or 8 games I played, there was just 1 Badgermole, and every other deck feels like it's been just some sort of Demir or Black Control with board wipe and extra pay ability. So yeah, I do think I need to have some sort of a counter spell, counter play in this deck. Into the Flood Maw is great, but if our opponent has no permanence, I can't really Into the Flood Maw anything, right? So that's how I feel about this deck, at least for today. Definitely more, if nothing else, definitely more Frostcliff Siege. This is such a great card for the deck. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.